Hey everybody, in this video we're going to talk about EncodeUrl and the PlainText functions. So let's start with the PlainText function. So the first thing you'll notice on this box, I have a HTML control, and under Insert I typed in HTML and I got this HTML text to display. And so what it allows you to do is feed in some CSS, HTML style code, and that control will render out your, whatever it is that you put in here as an HTML web page. Now, the function PlainText strips out all of that HTML code and leaves just the plain English text or text variation. So you can see here's everything here. It's not formatted. It's just literally plain text. Spaces and stuff will remain. So you may need to use some additional functions if you want to trim stuff out or replace stuff, like spaces and carriage returns, things of that nature. But this is how you strip out the HTML, by using the PlainText function and then pass in. Now, I could have done this by simply pasting in the HTML directly into here, but I wanted to show you that you could also use it as a reference. Okay, same thing here. I have a web link. Text input, nothing fancy, but I put some spacing in here, which is usually the nemesis for web or URL links. And so by using this EncodeUrl function, what it does is it looks for any illegal characters that the browser doesn't like, and it will replace things like spaces and slashes and colons and things that just typically don't do well in a URL, and it'll replace it essentially with like a hex replacement or hex variation, or encoding is technically what it is there. So it's just encoding the URL so that the URL's code works and it keeps the link's integrity, even if you have some funky characters in there. So you'll know when you need to use it when you try to create a web link. You know, if you paste the web link inside of a browser directly, it works fine, because usually browsers are smart enough to know to encode on the fly. But when you're creating links from external applications, typically you need to make sure to change this around. Now, typically what would happen is you would take this entire code block and you would simply use the, we haven't covered this yet, but if you use the launch functions, where's launch? Where is my launch function? Okay, make a liar out of me. Oh, it's a label, so it's probably not going to work with a label, but it should. Well, I'm using it down here. And text, not text, on click. Oh, yeah, okay. So this is just text. So leave this here like this. That way it looks pretty. And then the on click function. I always get myself spun around. On select, there we go. I'm not on click. Here we can use the launch. There's the launch function. And then I can paste that in. And then this will actually take me to this link if this was legitimate. And it's not legitimate, so it's not going to really go anywhere. But in any event, just wanted to show you that you kind of would use these two in conjunctions. We'll cover the launch function a little bit later when we get to it in the series. That's it for this video. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.